You are not looking at a weak chart. You are looking at a strong system under pressure. That is the first thing I want you to understand about Michael's health reading. This is not a chart of someone who simply collapses easily. This is a chart of someone who can push, perform, endure, carry responsibility, show up, produce results, and still keep going when the body has already started sending warning signals. And that is exactly where the danger begins. Because when a person has a strong constitution, they often confuse endurance with health. They think, I can handle it. They think, I have always managed. They think, I will rest later. But the chart is very clear here. The body may be strong, but the recovery system is vulnerable. The engine is powerful, but the cooling system needs attention. The will is intense, but the nervous system is quietly absorbing more than it should. Michael's chart begins with Scorpio rising. That immediately tells me the body is not casual. Scorpio Lagna gives intensity, depth, survival power, hidden pressure, and a system that does not reveal everything on the surface. This is not a person whose health story is always obvious. Symptoms can build under the skin, under the mind, inside the gut, inside sleep, inside the subconscious. The body may not scream early. It may store, compress, and then suddenly react. The Lagna Lord is Mars, and Mars is placed in Leo in the 10th house. This is a big signature. Mars becomes the body driver, the vitality engine, the action principle, the inflammatory trigger, and the stress response. Mars in Leo in the 10th says the body is wired for performance. The body reacts to work. The body reacts to ambition. The body reacts to public pressure, deadlines, status, responsibility, leadership, and the feeling that one must prove something. So when Michael is aligned with purpose, his body can become powerful. But when work becomes pressure, Mars turns into heat. Heat in the blood, heat in the liver, heat in the stomach, heat in the muscles, heat in the eyes, heat in the skin, heat in the temper, heat in the nervous system. This is why I would not read this chart gently. I would say it directly. Michael cannot live a sedentary, overworked, emotionally compressed life and expect the body to remain calm. His body needs disciplined physical discharge. Not random exercise once in a while. Not ego-based overtraining. Not punishing the body after neglecting it. He needs structured movement, strength training, walking, sweating, and purposeful release. Mars must be used. If Mars is not used through disciplined action, it becomes irritation, inflammation, anger, acidity, muscular tightness, and stress-driven health patterns. Now look at the second major signature. The 12th house is packed. Sun, Mercury, and Jupiter are sitting in Libra in the 12th house. This is not a small detail. This is one of the dominant health signatures in the entire chart. The 12th house is sleep. It is dreams. It is rest. It is the subconscious brain. It is isolation. It is hospitals. It is losses. It is hidden drainage. It is the place where the body recovers, detoxifies, empties, releases, and dissolves overload. When 3 planets sit there, the chart says, the invisible health system is heavily activated. So the question is, not only what disease can happen, the better question is, how much is Michael recovering from what he carries? Because this chart can function externally while draining internally. It can look competent outside, while the sleep cycle, nervous system, hormonal rhythm, lymphatic flow, and subconscious mind are quietly taking the hit. Sun in the 12th can reduce visible vitality when rest is poor. It can show eye strain, headaches, low morning energy, heat trapped in the system, and a need for proper sunlight rhythm. Mercury in the 12th can make the mind refuse to shut down. Thoughts continue after the day is over. Conversations replay. Problems get analyzed in bed. The nervous system keeps processing when the body should be restoring. Jupiter in the 12th can protect spiritually, but physically it can create heaviness, sweet cravings, liver load, lymphatic congestion, and metabolic softness when routine collapses. So the raw truth is this: Michael's sleep is not a lifestyle detail. His sleep is a diagnostic instrument. If sleep is disturbed, everything else becomes weaker. Digestion, mood, glucose handling, liver function, immunity, hormones, memory, emotional regulation, and pain tolerance. This is a chart where sleep discipline is medicine. Now the moon is in Taurus, in Rohini in the 7th house. This is a strong moon. It gives nourishment, emotional depth, sensuality, attachment, memory, appetite, and a need for comfort. This moon can stabilize the person. It can give strong recovery potential when life is emotionally safe. But Rohini moon also has a shadow. Comfort can become medicine, and then medicine can become addiction. Food becomes emotional. Taste becomes emotional. Sweetness becomes emotional. Pleasure becomes emotional. The body may say, I need rest, but the mind says, give me food. The heart may say, I need safety, but the hand reaches for comfort. This is not just eating. This is emotional regulation through the mouth, through taste, through fullness, through sensory reassurance. Because Moon sits in the 7th house, relationship patterns also affect the body. Emotional tension in partnership, unresolved relational discomfort, or the feeling of not being emotionally received can show in the gut, lower back, kidneys, fluids, pelvis, and large intestine. This chart can hold emotion in the lower body. Water retention, digestive heaviness, lower back stiffness, kidney sensitivity, pelvic congestion, and comfort eating can all be part of the pattern. So I would say this clearly. For Michael, relationships are not separate from health. Food is not separate from emotion. Sleep is not separate from mental peace. The body is reading everything. Now we bring in the Panchanga. Michael is born on Krishna Dvitiya. This is a tithi of adjustment, reconciliation, settlement, and negotiation. It has intelligence. It knows how to adapt. It does not always want open confrontation. But the shadow is indecision, over-adjustment, and emotional compromise. Health-wise, this can create a person who negotiates with discomfort instead of directly addressing it. Instead of saying, this is hurting me, the system adapts. Instead of saying, this is not working, the mind explains it away. Instead of releasing stress cleanly, the body absorbs it. That is where nervous digestion, throat tension, sleep disturbance, and hidden anxiety can grow. The weekday is Friday, so Venus becomes important. Venus is placed in Sagittarius in the 2nd house. The 2nd house is food, mouth, throat, tongue, teeth, speech, family patterns, values, and intake. Venus here can give refinement, taste, love of good food, beauty, and pleasure. But it also creates one of the clearest diet warnings in the chart. The mouth is a gateway. It can heal him or harm him. If Michael takes in too much sugar, refined food, rich food, late-night food, alcohol, excessive dairy, or comfort-based eating, the chart will not tolerate it quietly forever. Venus in the 2nd can make food beautiful, but it can also make indulgence look harmless until the body starts showing heaviness, throat congestion, metabolic strain, urinary sensitivity, dental issues, or sugar-related imbalance. Rohini moon plus Venus in the 2nd is a powerful food signature. This person needs food discipline, not food punishment. Warm, clean, regular, high-quality meals. Less emotional snacking, less late eating, less sugar, less refined pleasure disguised as nourishment. The nakshatra is Rohini, and Rohini wants growth, beauty, fertility, sweetness, and comfort. Again, this is not bad. It gives life force, it gives nourishment. But when excessive, it gives accumulation. Kapha accumulation, weight fluctuation, sweet cravings, heaviness, mucus, water retention, emotional dependency on comfort. The yoga is pariga. This is a critical health clue. Pariga is the bar, the lock, the obstruction, the barrier. The light side is boundaries. The shadow side is blockage. So in Michael's wellness reading, obstruction is a key word. Blocked emotion, blocked sleep rhythm, blocked bowel movement, blocked circulation, blocked lymph, blocked expression, blocked release, stiffness in the body, guardedness in the mind. Pariga says something gets locked, and the healing path is learning how to unlock the system before the body forces the release. The Karana is Taitila. Taitila is procedural, systematic, structured, and duty-bearing. This helps Michael tremendously if he uses routine. His health improves with routines. Fixed sleep, fixed meals, fixed training, fixed walking, fixed detox rhythm, fixed breath practice. But Taitila also has a shadow. Life can become mechanical. Too much duty, too much routine without joy, too much responsibility without spontaneity. Then the body becomes stiff, dry, and over-controlled. So the chart says, structure heals him, but rigidity harms him. Now let's talk about Saturn. Saturn is in Virgo in the 11th house. This is chronic vata pressure through systems, routines, work networks, expectations, long-term goals, and practical responsibilities. Virgo is digestion, analysis, correction, service, health routines, and the tendency to notice what is wrong. Saturn there can give discipline, but also chronic worry, dryness, stiffness, gut irregularity, perfectionism, and a body that becomes tight when life becomes too procedural. The 11th house connects to calves, ankles, circulation, and hormonal regulation through rhythm. So watch the calves, ankles, circulation, dryness, joint stiffness, and long sedentary hours. This is not a chart that should sit all day and then expect circulation to remain strong. Walking is not optional. Mobility is not optional. Oil massage, stretching, strength work, and calf ankle movement become important. Saturn in Virgo can also create health anxiety. Not dramatic fear necessarily, but a constant inner auditor. What is wrong? What needs fixing? What did I miss? That mental habit can become exhausting. The person starts trying to perfect the body instead of listening to the body. Now, Rahu is in Cancer in the 9th house. Rahu amplifies. Cancer is emotional security, food, water, family memory, home, and absorption. Rahu here can create emotional amplification around beliefs, family conditioning, safety, and meaning. Health-wise, this can show anxiety around security, emotional eating, mucus tendencies, digestive sensitivity, water retention, and obsession with healing systems. This is the person who may research a method intensely, believe in it strongly, then suddenly swing to another method when certainty collapses. Rahu in the 9th can create extreme belief cycles. 1 month, strict diet; next month, indulgence. One phase, intense spiritual remedy. Next phase, skepticism. The body does not need extremes. It needs consistency. Ketu is in Capricorn in the 3rd house. This is another sharp signal. The 3rd house rules shoulders, arms, hands, neck, breath, stamina, communication, and effort. Ketu reduces, detaches, cuts, and creates deficiency signatures. Capricorn adds burden, duty, dryness, and compression. So watch shoulder tension, neck stiffness, shallow breathing, hand strain, nerve sensitivity, cervical tightness, and underexpressed anger. This placement says Michael may carry stress through the shoulders and breath. He may not even notice how much he is holding until the body becomes stiff. Breathwork is essential. Shoulder mobility is essential, not as decoration, as treatment for the pattern. Now let's come to the deeper house lord diagnosis. For Scorpio Lagna, Mars rules both the 1st house and the 6th house. That is a huge point. The same planet rules vitality and disease. The same planet that gives strength can create illness. The same action that heals can also burn. The same ambition that drives can also inflame. This is why moderation matters. Mars in the 10th says health is tied to work karma. If work is meaningful and physically balanced, vitality rises. If work becomes ego, conflict, pressure, and performance addiction, the body becomes hot, tense, and reactive. Mercury rules the 8th house and sits in the 12th. This links hidden disease patterns with sleep, subconscious stress, nervous system depletion, isolation, and the need for deep restoration. This is one of the reasons I would watch unexplained symptoms, psychosomatic patterns, skin-gut nervous links, and sleep-related health decline. When Mercury activates in timing periods, the nervous system needs extra care. Venus rules the 12th and sits in the 2nd. This links sleep and loss with food and intake. In plain language, what Michael eats affects how he sleeps. How he sleeps affects what he craves. Late food, sweet food, rich food, and emotional eating can directly disturb the 12th house recovery cycle. So the health triangle is very clear. Work pressure, food intake, and sleep quality are the 3 control valves. If these 3 are handled, the chart improves dramatically. If these 3 are ignored, other remedies become cosmetic. Now let's name the likely vulnerability clusters. First, sleep and nervous system overload. This is the biggest one. Overthinking at night, active dreams, waking tired, nervous digestion, screen overstimulation, sensory fatigue, and emotional withdrawal. The remedy is fixed sleep timing, lower light at night, less screen exposure, morning sunlight, breathwork, magnesium-rich foods, and no heavy problem solving before bed. Second, gut, liver, acidity, and metabolism. Mars in Leo, Jupiter in the 12th, Venus in the 2nd, and Rohini moon all point here. Watch acidity, bile heat, liver load, sweet cravings, bloating, heaviness, sluggish fat metabolism, and emotional eating. The remedy is early dinner, bitter greens, warm cooked meals, less sugar, less alcohol, less refined food, and consistent meal timing. Third, fluids, kidneys, lower back, pelvis. Moon in the 7th and Venus influence bring this out. Watch water retention, kidney sensitivity, lower back stiffness, urinary issues, and emotional stress held in the pelvic lower back region. Hydration must be steady. Salt and sugar must be controlled. Hip mobility and lower back strength are important. Fourth, bones, joints, calves, ankles, circulation. Saturn in Virgo in the 11th and Ketu in Capricorn show dryness and stiffness. Long sitting is harmful here. Daily walking, ankle mobility, calf work, oil massage, and strength training matter. 5th, throat, mouth, teeth, thyroid, parathyroid zone. Venus in the 2nd brings focus here. Watch sugar, cold drinks, throat congestion, mouth ulcers during heat, dental care, and thyroid-type symptoms if they appear. Now, emotionally, this is not a simple chart. Michael may look composed, he may look capable, he may look stable, but inside, the chart shows compression. He can absorb, negotiate, adjust, and carry. The danger is that he may not release early. He may wait until the body speaks, and when the body speaks, it may speak through sleep, digestion, skin, throat, lower back, blood pressure, inflammation, or fatigue. So the real healing path is not only diet, it is emotional honesty. Say the thing earlier, feel the thing earlier, move the body earlier, sleep earlier. Stop turning discomfort into analysis. Stop turning hunger into emotional repair. Stop turning work into identity. Stop turning endurance into proof of strength. The diet should be pitta calming, vata stabilizing, and kapha conscious. Warm cooked meals, regular timing, adequate protein, bitter greens, coriander, fennel, cumin, light grains if tolerated, moderate gishan, early dinner, less sugar, less fried food, less alcohol, less heavy dairy, less cold drinks, less late night eating. The supplement direction must be intelligent, not random. Check vitamin D, B12, ferritin, thyroid markers, fasting glucose, HbA1c, lipids, liver function, kidney function, and electrolytes. Do not blindly take iron. Do not megadose vitamin D. Do not use supplements as a substitute for sleep and food discipline. Magnesium may be useful for sleep and muscular tension, but even that should be handled sensibly. The point is not to collect pills. The point is to correct the pattern. And the lifestyle prescription is non-negotiable. Morning sunlight, daily walking, strength training 3 to 4 times a week, breath work, shoulder mobility, no late heavy meals, no screens deep into the night, a consistent sleep window, clean food, emotional release, periodic medical checkups, and a refusal to let work consume biological recovery. During Mars periods, watch inflammation, injury, blood pressure, liver, muscles, heat, and workplace stress. During Mercury periods, watch sleep, nerves, skin, gut, and anxiety loops. During Venus periods, watch sugar, throat, kidneys, urinary tract, and indulgence. During Saturn periods, watch joints, calves, circulation, dryness, fatigue, and chronic stiffness. During Rahu periods, watch anxiety, excess, obsession, blood pressure, toxins, and metabolic disturbance. During Ketu periods, watch deficiencies, low vitality, nerve depletion, and endocrine weakness. The final verdict is sharp. Michael's chart does not say he is fragile. It says he is intense. It says he can carry a lot. But it also says the cost of carrying too much will eventually move into the body. His body needs discipline, but not punishment. Movement, but not aggression. Food, but not indulgence. Structure, but not rigidity. Rest, but not escapism. Emotional honesty, not silent compression. The strongest medicine for this chart is not exotic. It is consistent. Sleep clean, eat clean, move daily, get sunlight, breathe deeply, release anger, reduce sugar, protect the liver, walk after meals, train the muscles, open the shoulders, stop storing every unspoken thing in the body. Because Michael's real health risk is not weakness. It is overfunctioning. It is appearing okay while the recovery system is quietly asking for help. And that is why a reading like this matters. It does not wait for the body to break before it gives you the map. It shows you the pattern before the pattern becomes a problem. So if this reading speaks to you, if you know your body is carrying more than you admit, if sleep is disturbed, if food has become emotional, if work has become identity, if stress is showing through digestion, inflammation, fatigue, or stiffness, then get a proper health and wellness reading. Not a generic reading, not a vague prediction, a chart-specific, body-specific, timing-specific reading that shows where the pressure is coming from, what systems need attention, what periods require caution, and what practical corrections can actually work for your constitution. Because your body is not random. It is speaking through a pattern. And once you understand the pattern, you stop fighting your body and start working with it.